Now let's understand text decoration. So what is text decoration? So text decoration can be something like applying underline or removing the underline from the text. And also we can use a line through. So let's go back to the code. Here, let me say, let me go back to this index.html, and here I'll say some paragraph. We are now offering 35% discount, right? So I have some paragraph which is saying some discount is applied, and this 35% discount I want to use inside an anchor element. So I'll just say anchor href is equal to something which is hash, and this 35% I can go and add it here. So let's see now. Okay, so here you can see we are now offering 35% discount. So by default you can see there is an underline whenever you use an anchor element, right? So I want to remove that underline now. So what I can do, I can select that anchor element and say text, sorry, text decoration, I'll say none. I'll say text decoration none. So when you say text decoration none, it removes the underline. So let's go back to this. Let me apply a class for this first. Class equals to discount. So this discount class, I'll go here and I'll say dot discount text decoration none. If you want to apply underline for different element, let's say certifications is not an anchor tag, but you want to apply underline for this, right? So you can give the class which is class cert, and this certification h4 cert I can apply, say dot cert text decoration underline. Now let's go back to the page and see. You can see there is an underline applied here. And also if you want to strike it and show a new discount, there is another option called underline. Okay, so let's go to the code and in the index.html, so instead of 35 I'll say we are now offering another element which is 40% discount, and I'll say href equal to hash. Okay, so now there is another element which is saying 40%, and see how it looks like. Okay, now this is 40%. Okay, why the blue is not applied? Refresh. Now I need to strike this. So how do I strike it? Select that first element which is a discount. So now you can see this line through is saying the line in the center, and it is showing a new discount. So let's go back to the code. So in the CSS which we have applied discount as none, let's say line through. Okay, so go back to this page, refresh. So this is how we can use underline and line through with the text decoration. Now let's see text transformation. Text transformation is used to convert the text to uppercase, lowercase, or capital case. Okay, so let's see this example with the same code. So these certifications or all the heading elements, I want it in capital case. I don't want to update in every heading. So what I can do, I can go back to the code. We know we have different heading already from H1 to H6. So here I'll say text transform uppercase. Text transform uppercase. Now you can see all the headings are now applying in capital case. Okay, and let's say if you already have the content in capital case, if you want to convert into smaller case, we need to use lowercase as the content. Okay, and you can also use capitalize as the another property. So go back to this. So what happens, every first letter will be in capital case. Okay, for now I want to apply everything to be in uppercase. Okay, so text transform is used to change from capital to small or small to capital. So text transform is used to convert the text from smaller case to uppercase or uppercase to lowercase. Okay. Now let's understand text align. So there are four common properties, which is center, left, right, and justify. We will be using this text align a lot in our examples. Let's go back here. So by default, we have applied here text aligned for the global, which is the star, right? So in the beginning, if you have seen, this star says that every text should start from center. So that's the reason our page says the heading, which is certification and other, is starting from center. If I want to start it from right, you can change the property to right. Okay, so the text contents is coming from the right. What happens if you're saying all elements are from center, but only one specific element, which is the footer element, I want it from right side. So what to do now, right? So go back to this index. So this footer, there is a class which is footer, right? And this footer class, we can apply text align right. So let's see if this is applying or not. Okay, the content from the footer is coming from the right. Why? Because it says if you select the footer element, it is overriding the global property. The global property is text align center, but you are overriding with the footer class. So for the footer class, you are saying text align should be right. And maybe if you want to apply some padding to the right, you can say 20 pixel like this. Okay, so this is how we can use text align for the content. Now let's understand font style and font size. So font style, basically we can apply some properties to display in italic style. So let's see that example now. So we have the footer content, right? So this is the footer content, and by default we know how the page looks like. So let's go to here and open the page. Okay, so here let me zoom out here. All right, so font by default we know how it looks like. There is no italic style applied. So if I want to apply italic style for any content, I can use font style as the property. So let's go here. For this class, which is footer, I'll say font style. So let's use font style, and you can see here there are different style. Mostly we'll be using normal or italic. By default it is normal, and I'll apply italic style. So let's go back here and see how the page looks like. So you can see the footer content is applied italic style, right? And let me place the content in center so that it looks a little bit better. So text align right, I'll take this out, and I'll also apply some padding like 10 pixel each side. Okay, so now we can see this foot. This is a footer content, and it applied in italic. So you can go here and inspect, and if you see the font style, if you remove it, you can see the difference. Okay, so this is how we can apply the font style. And we can also change the font size, right? So we have seen in the beginning, for every heading and for every paragraph the size is already fixed. So if I choose the paragraph content, this is not the paragraph, right? So if I just change it to paragraph, p enter, and this content I'll place inside this. Okay, so now you can see why it is changed, because by default there are two fonts, there are padding applied by paragraph, and on top of that we are saying footer. So let me take this out, padding, footer, go back here. I don't need padding for footer because it is coming from paragraph. All right, so now if you see here the paragraph font size, if you go here, it's already 18. There is a style applied, right? I think it's, scroll down. Okay, now I want to change the paragraph size, right? So if I go here, I'll say paragraph font size will be around something, font size 28 pixel. Okay, but you know it, if you apply the paragraph, it is applying for every element, right? So either you can create a class to this, or you can say inside footer choose only for the paragraph inside footer you can apply. Let's see how to do that. Okay, so go here in the CSS, I'll say take this out, font size, I'll say inside footer only apply to the paragraph. Okay, so here I'll say font size 28 pixels. So let's see now. Okay, so you can see there is a difference. It is not applying only for the paragraph which is inside footer class, the font size is getting updated. So this is how we can update the font size, because by default every element like paragraph and heading, we got some font size, but if you want to change the size you can apply that. Okay, and here you can see H1, and if I select H1, there is a font size default which is 2 em, but if you want to change it to 40 pixel you can change it, right? So you can go here, there is a header one class, I'll go here and say font size 40 pixel, so you can only increase that particular element. All right, now let's see something interesting, font family. So what is font family? Font family will change the style of the font, right? There is a different fonts that you want to show some cursive handwriting text, right? So then we can use these font families. So let's go back here. So I want my H1, which is already, there is a class, right? So H1, yeah, heading 1. So this heading 1, I want to apply some style. So let's see how I can apply. So here I'll say dot header, just type font hyphen family. So when you say font hyphen family, there are different font families. If you see serif, right, or if you can go up, Times New Roman. So this is common, right? Times New Roman, save this. Okay, so you can see the by default the font family, now it is applying Times New Roman, but let me change something to cursive, right? So when I say cursive, you can see the different, it is showing something like handwritten, right? So Let's go back here and maybe I'll apply the font's color to be something white. Yeah, so it looks better. So here I want to apply two styles. One is text color and font family. Let's go back here. So for the heading one, I want the font to be cursive and color to be white. Okay, now the font is applied. So you can choose, you can play around with the different font styles, right? So if I say just click on this and type, or you can play from here, just take this out and type colon. You can choose different styles, how it looks like, maybe monospace. Okay, you can see how the font is showing now. So these are only available, these fonts are available within the CSS and you can choose it. Also you can use different custom fonts. So custom fonts like Google provides some hundreds of different font styles which we can use. So let's see that how we can use. Just go here and type Google Font API and you say Google Font API, it gives the fonts. So here you can go to simple to use, or you can say Google Fonts. Okay, so now I'll go here. As we discussed, there are only specific families like serif like this. I want to choose only the handwriting, and you can see there are lot of handwriting styles. So you can choose one thing, like I want to choose maybe, let's grade vibes, right? So if you choose grade vibes or some other, yeah, I'll use caveat. So select this and it's very easy to use. Just select the size also you want to choose. I'll select this style and it gives the link, or you can import it. So I'll use link, copy this, go to our index.html and in the head element paste that. So once after pasting that, we are ready to use. And what it says, you need to say font family as caveat. So save this, go back to the code. For which element you want to apply, choose that element, which is head 1, H1. So save this, go back to the page, refresh. So you can see how the font is applied. And if you want to apply to this paragraph also, you can apply. So go back to here. I'll say what is a paragraph after H1. This is head P. So for both I can apply, say comma and use this dot. Okay. So for both heading and paragraph, I want to apply these two styles. Okay. So you can see it is applying, right? And you can increase the size if it required. Okay. Let me go back to there. Font size maybe 40. No, because it applies for both heading and paragraph. So I just want to apply for heading. I can just say dot header 1. I'll say font size 40 pixel. Refresh. Okay, so the only heading is getting updated. Well, let's see if the heading 1, yeah, it is getting applied. Okay, so this is how we can use the font styles. I can go here and click on download family. So once you click on download, you'll get some font family, right? And just double click on that, you'll get a folder. Okay, so this caveat font, just right click and copy and go to your Visual Code and create a folder here called fonts. And inside these fonts you can paste it, or I think we cannot paste. Let's drag and drop. Okay, go to downloads, you have the caveat and you can see the font will be .ttf. So go to here. All right, So now we have the font in our local. So go to index.html. I don't need this link anymore. So what I'll do, go to styles and create a rule here, right? So go to Visual Code. In the fonts, maybe in the beginning, what I'll do of here, I'll say at the right font face. So at the right font face, you give your font family name. So I'll say developer hyphen font. This is my font name. So where is it available? Give the location of that font dot font slash this one. So save this. So this developer font is the name that I can use now in a head one. Okay, go here. So instead of this, I'll say developer font is my custom font. So save this. Let's go back to the page and refresh. Okay, and try in private window first. Okay, it's getting. Now turn off the Wi-Fi and refresh it again. Okay, it is still coming. How? Because let's inspect this. Right click and inspect. Go to network tab and refresh. So this font, which is caveat font, is coming from my server, which is coming from my own system, right? It is not required any internet connection. So this is how either you can import the font or you can download to your project and give the reference to that. Okay, so I'll just comment this out. All right, so these are the ways to use our font families.